guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're watching this video, you have probably attended one of my workshops either in Munich or in Sofia, Bulgaria. And I first want to thank all of you that have attended the workshop, and now I'm gonna guide you again through each step of how to finish your pearl beaded back purse or how you can start it again. So basically we're gonna start from scratch, and I'm gonna give you all the details, all the little tips and everything you need to know if you want to also continue beading in the future. First, I will show you what we need again. I think you should have materials that you took home with you. For today's tutorial, we have our beads, which are pure white pearls. They're 0.8 millimeters. You can use any size you want. And then we have our fishing thread. It's important to be 0.60. You can get this fishing thread in any kind of fishing store. Just make sure that it's this size of millimeters. Also, I will leave you links where you can get it from Amazon. Here, where we're gonna put our pearls. I also like to have a ruler or a tape, measuring tape, close to me in case I need. Then I have a small scissor I will need to cut the thread, and also here we have small pearls, which if I haven't given you and you're missing, I'm also leaving a link from where you can get those. I think it's pretty easy, but again, if you don't have this, it's just fine. It's all about the technique and the design that I'm gonna show you again. I'm gonna leave here somewhere a picture you can see what we have to create and what should be the final product that we have. First, if you remember, we start by cutting a fishing thread, and I'm just gonna use old ones that I have, but feel free to cut a new one. Just cut this big when you put your hands like that. So don't go way too much, because you just have to get used to working with that thread. And then I'm gonna show you how we start with the beading. We have 5 steps. So we're doing the bottom part, which will be this time just a spreadsheet of beads. And then is the closing part, how we close both ends. Then how to flap it, and how to have the flap of the purse. And final step is just how to create the little loop with the accent of a bigger pearl or one with a different color. I will try and show you as close as possible. So after cutting the thread, we are starting with 4 beads, either on the left or on the right side. It doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, and with the 4th one we put it either on the left or on the right side. We put it, and now we have to cross it with our with the other side, so either your left or your right one. Here is the close-up, so it has to look like that, and then we pull. And after pulling, if you remember, it should create these small little flowers, and they should look like that. And make sure that both of your sides are even. So you want to go and quickly check that when you take both of your ends. And then we continue by adding one on the left and one on the right. So 1 pearl on the left side, and then 1 pearl on the right side. They go down, and then we take a 3rd one and we just crisscross the 3rd one, and it has to look like that again, and then we pull again. At the end, we should have here 2 flowers. So we always aim to have these little flowers of 4 pearls. And how we count them is when we turn them like that, we count 1, 2. Our aim here is to create 11. So we continue to do that until we have 11 rows, and then when we are before the last one, I'm quickly going to show you how you turn the direction so you start the row on the other side. I'm quickly going to show you again the third one. So one on the right, one on the left. We take a third one, and we cross it like that, and we pull again. So now we should have three flowers. So when you turn, you have 3. I'm gonna meet you before the last one so I can show you how we turn the direction. So I already have 10, and don't worry if it's a little bit more stretchy or it's like a little bit curvy, it will straighten. So when we already have 10, before we do the 11th one, we don't put beads on the left and on the right side. Instead, what we do is on our right side, we put 3 pearls and cross with the 3rd pearl. So on the right side, we put 3 pearls, 1, 2, 3, and we cross with our left side, and we pull. Then we have our 11th one, and it turns the direction, so you start making now the bottom part and basically go from there. And now we have 1 row, and for this pearl beaded purse we will need 20 rows, so we have to continue doing that. But let me show you again how we start the new row. So after turning the direction, I always like, and I think it's the easiest way that you have to get used to it, because if you get used to this technique and that, you can basically do any bag and any purse and any design you like. So I always like to count this one as my top, like top thread, and then the one that is going down is my lower one. So basically we have a top and down, and then how we turn and how we start a new row is on the top one we put 3 beads. So on the top one we put 3 beads. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then we cross with the one that is on the bottom. So we cross with the bottom one, and now the direction is turned, so it should look like that here or on this side. So when you pull, like that, and again your top one stays here. So in order to continue down the row, the bottom one always goes through here, through the bead that is just beneath this one. Your bottom one goes through the hole, through this hole of the lower bead. So here, it just through this hole. Okay, it always goes through this hole, and then on the top one we just add 2 and cross with the second one. So on the top we put 2 beads, okay, 2 beads, and we cross with the one from the bottom. So basically now we have a second one, you see? Now we have a second one. I'm gonna put it here on the table, so perhaps it's easier for you, and show you one more time when it's laid down on the table. Let me show you here on the table how it actually goes if for some of you it's easier on the table. So here is our second row, as you can see, and in order to go down, this is our top thread, the one that it goes on top, and then this is our bottom one, the one that it goes down. The bottom one always goes here into the bead that is beneath your last flower. So in this case it goes here, and then on your top one you put 2 pearls here, you put 2, and you cross with the second pearl, or if it's easier for you, you say that you put 1 and then cross with the second one. You cross and you pull. Now you have 3 flowers, 1, 2, 3. So you have to do that all the way until the last one, and when you enter the last one here on this bead, this one here, then instead of putting it on the top one, you have to put the pearls in the bottom one in order to complete the row. I'm gonna finish them and show you how to complete the row now. So now I will be entering my last bead, my last one. Here. And then instead of putting them here, I will put the 2 beads on this thread, on the one that goes down, and I will cross again, so we can turn the direction. And now we have 2 complete rows. Again, we're gonna start a new row by putting 3 beads on the top and crossing with the 3rd one. So 3 beads on the top. 1, 2, 3. And we cross. Then we pull again, and now we are starting our 3rd row, as you can see. And again, you start going with the bead, so you enter the down thread, you put it in the bead that goes just beneath your top flower, so it goes here, and on top you start putting 2 beads and cross with the second one. So 1, 2, and you cross with this one. And you do that all the way again up to here. And remember, so when you enter the last bead, this one, instead of putting it on the top, you should put it on the bottom one. On this one, you have to put the 2 beads and pull across and pull in order to change the direction. Our idea here is to create 20 rows. So the purse is made 11 by 20. So I will meet you when I do 20. I will now show you one more time quickly how to do it, and see you soon. While I'm beading with you and we do our bottom, I will also show you when your thread ends or finishes, how you can start a new thread. So you want not to be too short. Just gonna show you here when it's becomes short, like this short. Mine is even longer, but I just want to show you. So you basically make a knot once and twice, and you tighten it and make sure that it's well tightened. And then this, like the left one, can just go through the bead, through the same bead, and the right one as well. Again, you tighten it, and you can either shorten it here, like cut it with the scissor, or you can just go through the other pearls of the flower. So, and then just a few times, okay, and then then cut it where and you just take a new one. Again, I'm gonna use some old fishing thread. The new thread, it goes just through the same bit where you did the knot. Make sure that it goes through the same one. Sometimes it may be difficult to go, but yeah. And then you just continue as before. So now I will start with my fourth row. So here I have 1, 2, 3, and I'm starting with the fourth one. So what I do is I just continue. I put 3 on my top one, and also make sure that it's even here. And we continue as before, putting the bottom thread beneath your bead, and then you're on the top one you put 2, and then you cross. And pull. Here we have our bottom part. Now it's completely done, and now we have to make a knot here. So we make sure it's tight. We do 1 knot and then 1 more. And as I showed you before, you can go through the same pearl. The rest you can cut it. Okay, we can use one of the threads if you have a long one, or you can cut a new one. And now we're just gonna create our purse. So what we have to do is, when we fold it, we have to count here, and we count 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then here is where we're gonna connect. We take the thread, make sure it's 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's here. So here our thread goes through this pearl on the bottom, and then it goes here on the right side, and here on the left one. And then we need just 1 pearl, and we crisscross it so we can finish and make a flower. And basically we're just now closing the purse. See here we have closed, and then we continue the same way. So we put the thread on the right and then in the left purl here, and we crisscross with one more purl. Now we are on the last one. So again the thread goes through the left and then through the right purl. And we're closing this side with one last purl. Here it is. So now you make sure that you tighten it, and again you make one and the second knot, and just the rest can go again through the flower. We do the same thing to close the other side. So here we start with a new thread and it goes through this purl here, the bottom. So after cutting the small thread, it goes through the sixth purl. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it goes into the sixth purl, and on both sides you should have 5 purls left. So on this side and on this one, put on the left, either on the left or on the right side, 7 of the small pearls. You can choose a different color if you want. And basically just this one, you cross it through the purl. And then it should also go this thread through the rest of the pearls here. And then just the rest of the thread goes through this flower, and at the end you make a knot and you cut it. Okay, here is our loop, and now we have to add the button here. In order to add the button, we have to be on the same level as the loop here, so we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we use the sixth one to go down and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our fifth purl here from the row, and here on the fifth purl we have to put our thread. You can use either the small one or the bigger thread, like the size. And this time I'm gonna use the black pearl for the button. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The thread goes through this bead, and here we put our pearl for the bottom, and then this one on the left goes through the same bead, so basically you have to crisscross a couple of times in order to make it tight and secure. So this one goes through here, through the bead on the top, then you repeat the same. Basically it goes through the top and through the bottom pearl, and then the final step is to go through the right and through the left pearl of the flower we have here. And then when they come together, here we have to make a knot here to make sure that it's secure and that it doesn't fall. Now our purse is ready. Let's see. That was the tutorial showing how to do and finish your pearl purse at home. And now I'm gonna quickly show you how you can also attach a hand holder. I think it's very cute, especially for going out for dinner or for little kids. It's super cute. So you're gonna just need to cut a little bit of thread. And you can use again any kind of pearls and any number, and you just start adding. So once you're ready, you just make a knot, as we do always, then another one. And here we put this little hoop. I don't know if you have that and if I have given you that during the workshop, but if I haven't, I'm gonna attach a link from where you can get it. Or you do the knot, you just put the little hoop through here. And you make another knot. Make sure that it's well tight, and just the rest of the thread can go through the pearls again. And you can cut the rest. And this you can just put it where it's convenient for you. I like to put it somewhere here, and yeah, like that. You close again the purse. Also, if you have attended a workshop where we do the same pearl beaded purse but just a little bit smaller, don't worry, it's the same technique and the same things I'm explaining. You just have to be careful with the counting. So this activity, as well as the final product, is totally worth it if you're a creative person or you just want to pop out at night and change your look. If you have any questions regarding the purse or the process, or basically anything regarding the workshop or the materials, how you can stock them, and what you can do further related to beading, I would love to help you, and I would love to see you in one of my other workshops, either in Munich or in Sofia. Or if you want to become an expert with beading, you can buy one of my digital products. I'm gonna leave also a link for that, where I show even further steps, further materials and experience that I have. Thank you and see you soon.